Welcome to Big Daddy's Storytime. We are reading Walt Disney's Pixar Cars Storybook Collection. Do you see Lightning McQueen there and Mater going? Do you see my friends up there, Luigi and Guido? And then there's Sally and Rodriguez and Ramirez. You do? Would you like to come on a reading with me? Yeah, you would? Of course you would. Let's look into it and see more about Lightning McQueen and his friends. Let's do it. All right. Walt Disney's Pixar Cars. Lighting in Paradise. Do you see that? There he is. There's Lightning and there's Cardus and all that. You do? You see it? Let's see what we're going to learn about from Lightning and this here. Let's do it. And you see Chick Hicks there? You do? Let's see. Okay. Lightning McQueen was used to life in the fast lane. After traveling to different cities for race after race, he knew how to handle the press and the fans. And his driving skills were better than ever. He also knew how to have fun. That's cool, isn't it? I could get used to this, Lightning told Sally. They had just arrived in Santa Carbon for Lightning's latest event. His biggest rival, Chick Hicks, had challenged him to a race in paradise. Sally looked around at the swaying palm trees and the sandy beaches and all the touring cars crowding the pier. Me too, she said. Let's go check out some of the hot spots, Lightning said. We can relax for a while. Don't you want to check out the course before Chick shows up? Sally asked. She wanted Lightning to keep his focus. There would be plenty of time to take in sights after he won the race. Do you see Santa Caravans? And then there's the Pure and all the drivers there, the tourists and everything. And Sally's like, Lightning, don't worry about it. We're going to see the stuff later on. But focus is important. So let's see what we're going to learn about it more. Oh, right. Lightning flashed his brightest smile. Come on, Sally, he said. I know Chick's moves. I can outrace him in my sleep. Let's go have some fun. Sally was about to give in. She was eager to go for a drive, but just then she saw Chick Hicks coming down the road. A shiny pink car drove beside him. Hey, Lightning, Sally said. Slowly, are you sure you're racing Chick? Not one of his students? Uh-oh. Lightning was thinking that he was going to race Chick Hicks, but in reality, Chick Hicks tricked him and he's going to be racing one of his students. So let's see, continue on. The last few times Lightning thought he would be facing off with Chick, at the last minute Chick had brought in a new opponent. He had been training rookie race cars when he wasn't racing himself. They were all fast. But worst of all, Chick had taught them to cheat. No! Cheating's horrible. It's bad. That was bad what Chick Hicks is doing. We need to be honest and loving. There's Sally there going, Lightning, I know I want to go for a drive. We want to go for a drive, but remember, Chick Hicks might bring a student in, and you might not be facing him, but his student who's fast and knows how to cheat. And so Lightning goes, okay, let's get do this. Then he realizes as they're driving to see the course that here comes Chick Hicks and truly his student. Let's see who his student is so we can keep pushing forward. All right, Chick and the pink car pulled to a stop beside Lightning and Sally. Hey there, Lightning, Chick said. Have you met Candace? Candace? She is the hottest new car on the track since you. He laughed. Ha 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 ha. Before Lightning could respond, press cars and fans flooded the Pure. Their cameras flashed, and they asked for Candace's autograph. Candace smiled. She loved all the attention. Lightning was speechless. He had never heard of Candace, but the fans and the press certainly did. They didn't even notice that Lightning was there. Oh, that's what happens, I guess, Chick said. You hide in a small town and everyone forgets about you. Real winners stay in the fast lane. Sally was furious. She pulled Lightning away from the crowd on the Pure. So this right here is, do you see Lightning and Sally? Do you see Chick Hicks and then Candace? And he's saying, Lightning, you don't know who Candace is? And Lightning's like, no. And then he's like, she's the hottest and fastest thing and the most popular right now. But Lightning realizes that it's not about popularity, it's about the heart, it's about sharing love with others like he did with Sally and his family and his home. Yeah, you guys know. Excellent. Let's keep moving forward and learning. What a show off, Sally cried. She and Lightning coasted down a quiet road. I can't believe her. Our chick, Lightning chuckled. It's okay, Sally, he said. Don't let her get to you. Besides, we have better things to do than pose for the cameras. Getting ready for the race. That's important, Sally asked. Exactly. Lightning said with a smile. I'm going to practice my turns in the sand. Then we'll go sightseeing. All right? Of course. You're going to show Chick and Candace that working hard in a small town is better than 10 minutes of fame in the fast lane, Sally said. Very, very true. I love that. Lightning practiced for the rest of the afternoon. By the time he had finished, he was beat, basically tired. He decided to go to bed early to rest up for the race. Sally went for a drive. The night was cool, and the full moon lit up the road with a blue glow. Suddenly, Sally heard loud music coming from a nearby tent. She drove over to take a look, and you could hear it inside going, loud noise and da 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 da, all the songs. Inside, she saw Chick and Candace. They were surrounded by fans. Shh, shh. They were all saying, Candace, Candace. Everyone was sipping oil and having a good time. Lightning was right, Sally said to herself as she drove away. Candace is only here to have fun. She's not ready for a real race. Lightning will have no trouble winning tomorrow. That is very true. Do you see how she's letting her pride and ego and all that stuff get in the way of practicing with what she really needs to do to win? We have to be careful that we always remember to do that, that we practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Okay, let's continue to keep moving forward. This is great. The next morning, Lightning pulled up to the starting line. Lightning, Candace said sweetly, would you mind moving back a little? You're blocking my good side. She smiled and the cameras flashed. Click, 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 flash, 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 click, 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 click. Lightning couldn't believe it. The race was about to begin, and Candace was still posing for pictures. Focus, Lightning told himself. I'm speed. I'm lightning. But it was hard to stay focused. The cameras flashed in his eyes. Flash, flash, I can't see. Flash, 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 I can't see. the fans chanted from the side of the road, Candace, 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 Candace. Lightning closed his eyes. Come on, focus, he said, but he couldn't drown out all the noise. Suddenly, the announcer's voice came over the loudspeaker. Race cars, to the starting line. The race will begin in 1 minute. Ooh, 1 minute. Get them, Candace. Get 'em, Candace. Chick Hicks called out. Cars, take your mark, the announcer said. So they're at the mark. There's Chick Hicks, there's Candace, and there's Lightning McQueen. He's like, gotta stay focused. Don't let outside things get in. And that's the important thing. Always remember to stay focused on the task that you have and keep pushing forward, having fun, and sharing love. Like Lightning does, he doesn't let the fans, he doesn't let the noise, he doesn't let anything get in the way of what he wants to keep being number one and helping. All right, let's do it, do it, do it. Lightning and Candace sped off. Zoom, 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 zoom. Lightning quickly took the lead. Yay, go Lightning. But Candace didn't let him get too far ahead. On the first turn, she pulled even with him. Then coasted in ahead. She put on her boost of speech. Went really fast. When Lightning tried to pass her on the outside, she tilted her body towards the sun. She's tilting it, and a light burst off her. Basically, a light bounced off her shiny pink paint, right into Lightning's eyes. You could hear it go beep, like the light hit, and it's right in his eyes. I can't see! I can't see! Ah! Ah! Lightning cried. He blinked furiously, but it was no use. With the light blinding him, he couldn't see where he was going. He drove off the track and into a patch of sand. Ah! He drives off into the patch of sand. Candace drove off laughing. Zoom! Ha 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 ha! Lightning shook the sand out of his eyes. He pulled back onto the track. He was angry at Candace and at himself. He knew Chick liked to cheat. He should have known Candace would too. That's why she didn't spend any time practicing, he said to himself. Lightning, Sally called from the sideline. Hang back a little. Let Candace think she's won. Then pull up fast. You'll beat her across the finish line. Yeah, go for it, go for it. Yeah, Sally's right. You got to stay in the fray, stay going. Make sure that you keep pushing forward. Always remember to have dedication to doing good and happiness. Like there it is, Sally. There's Lightning. There's Candace on the other page, and there's Lightning. Do you see that? Let's keep pushing forward to learn and have some more fun. Lightning put Sally's plan into action. He kept enough distance between himself and Candace to make her think he was out of the race. On the next turn, Lightning started to pull even with her. Chick Hicks was nervous as he watched from the sidelines. Losers don't make the front page, Candace, he called out. Candace moved to the side of the road. As her wheels hit a patch of sand, she spun around. The sand sprayed up at Lightning. He veered off the road. I hate getting sand in my tires, Candace said, but that was totally worth it. She pulled into the lead once again. The finish line was just up ahead. You could hear him going, Candace, Candace, Candace. Do you see it? She took pictures over here, and then she sped and put some sand in Lightning's eyes, which was not nice and cheating. We don't cheat. That's bad, bad, bad. There's Chick Hicks, and who's that? Sally. And he's saying, Candace, if you don't win, you're not going to be famous. And so, but Lightning knows it's not about that. It's about caring and learning and sharing. Okay, let's continue to keep pushing forward. Candace smiled as she approached the finish line. She was sure her tricks had helped her beat Lightning McQueen. Her candidates. Candace, hey Candace, a photographer called. How about giving us a winning smile? Candace turned suddenly. A dozen cameras flashed at her at once. Flash, 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 flash. Click, 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 click. Candace slammed on her brakes. Eee! She couldn't see with all the blinking lights. I can't see, I can't see. Where's the finish line? Have I passed it? Have I crossed it? Where? She felt a whoosh of air. She blinked and tried not to catch a glimpse of what had just passed her. And Lightning McQueen won the race, the announcer said. No! Candace cried. She had it won after all. She thought she had won. She was like, I can't see who it is. I feel this whoosh come right past. She thought she had already coasted over to win, but she didn't. So let's see. Do you see lightning there? You see Candace getting flashed, and then she got blinded because of all the cameras and pride and stuff. And then she hears the flash, and lightning wins. So we have to keep our eyes on the prize, which is vitally important, and that's why we care and share. And so let's keep pushing forward to see. Lightning made his way to the winner's circle. Sally parked beside him as he accepted his trophy. Ka-chow! Lightning said. He smiled for the camera. Smile. Smile big. The press, cars, and the fans went wild. Lightning! Lightning! Shh! Click, 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 click. Lightning! Lightning! Then Lightning and Sally left the big crowd behind. They were ready to go for a quiet drive. Will you be ready to go home tomorrow? Sally asked. Or will you be sad to leave paradise? Home is paradise, Lightning replied, but I'm sure glad we had a little vacation. Then the two cars sped off into the sunset. So, what can we take away from this, my friends? We could take away that home is where the heart is, and like what Lightning said, he was happy that he had a small vacation, but his friends were so important to him that override all the fame and all this stuff that Candace thought she had. So, always remember to share love and joy and happiness. And like what we say, always remember to come back to Big Daddy Storytime for more videos. And always remember to like, favorite, and subscribe. And remember that Big Daddy Storytime loves you. And keep pushing forward and keeping your dreams open. Sharing love always, my friends. And come back for more. Be blessed. Bye-bye.